RC barn. In this video, as you can tell, we're going to get started on the Great Plains Ultimate here. We do have some issues to tend to. I didn't clean the workbench completely off here. So, anyways, this little backstory on this, I purchased this as you see it. I think that was approximately 8 years or so ago. It was in pretty good shape back then, but did have some miles on it. And I flew the hell out of it over the course of, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. This is, plane's got a lot of firsts for me. I tuned this to be a more proficient flyer with the help of a gentleman out in Morrison, Illinois. And we tuned this thing so it would fly remarkably well. And it still does. Now, it's got some age on it. And the other thing is this is the first plane that I flew off of snow. Also, I got snow skis for it, and I dearly miss flying it. So, and it is in need of rehabilitation here. So, what's the plans for this thing? Well, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I know we're going to strip all the covering off because it's falling apart. I'll get you in here a little closer here so you can see what's going on. I mean, it's coming up in a lot of areas here. Elevator at the bottom. I've tried to re-adhere it and stuff. Top wings coming apart here. It is in desperate need of a new cowl. I don't know if I'll be able to find one 40 size Ultimate. Should be able to find something aftermarket to work. So for radio system, it's got my tactic in it. It's got Futaba servos in it. I'm pretty sure almost all the way around. Might have a few high techs in it. It is sporting a single aileron servo in here, but it is higher torque. I may take that out and go to Dole's. I haven't decided quite there yet. Here's some more. Like I said, it's coming apart. Yeah. The canopy's been beat up. It's way open on the bottom. Go ahead and get you under here. Be nice if that was a little better. That is an ABS cowl, so I'll have to see if I can find a 40 size cowl for it, fiberglass. And it needs landing gear really bad too. That's why the prop's busted right now. The last time I flew it, came in for a really nice landing, and she just pancaked like on me like you wouldn't believe it. You can see it's crooked. So, anyways, I know I started on the cauldron project already. I have been working a little bit at a time on it, but I really need to get started on some of these restoration projects. So, I'm going to switch over to time lapse. We're going to tear this thing completely down, and hopefully by the end of the day, we'll have covering stripped off of it. And an idea of where we're gonna go for changes, if any. I know I'm gonna put new linkages on that and everything. Biggest thing I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna start labeling stuff, because when I pull these wings apart, I want to be able to get the left and right cabanes back where they go. I don't know, I might just redo the rods and everything, because this plane's got some age to it. You can see this is a nail, and what that was for was every time it went straight up, it favored the right wing. So I put a roofing nail in there to balance it a little better, and it actually did work. So, yeah, little tip there for you. So, anyways, last time you'll see it in this shape. I'll switch over time lapse and we'll get going on the strip down here. Alright, so I got most of it torn down here. You see me pull the motor out. We do have some damage on the Pitts muffler. I forgot about that. When it pancaked the landing gear, it ripped the muffler apart. So we'll have to either replace that or fix it. We're going to take it one step at a time. But first issue that I ran across here is I want to pull this tank. I want to at least do an inspection on it. And I can't get it out. It won't come out this way. I could cut across here and make this a bigger hatch, rebuild all this into a hatch, because this would have had this in here just to cover it up. Okay, and then the canopy went back here, or went back to this area here. So I could do that, cut that out here, make a bigger hatch. That way it'd be removable for future endeavors. I don't like putting my tank in. A lot of you might say, well, what about the bottom? Well, yeah, can't get it out without pulling the servo tray out, and you're not going to pull that out without destroying everything. And yeah, this is balsa wood, but it's backed with plywood back there. You can't see it, but it is. And so I could try to carefully cut that out, pull all the servos out of it, which I'm kind of on the fence about redoing the linkages anyways. They're a little sloppy, to be honest. If I remember right, I put this plane together in kind of a hurry. When I first bought it, it came to me with a motor on it, but nothing else. And it came to me with an OS 46 on it, which is in the Cougar, yeah. But this thing was a turd with a 46 on it, so I put a 61 on it, which was highly recommended by a lot of people. So I think I'm going to go that route. I think I'll pull this apart. I like my servos to be back anyways. You know, there's nothing here supporting us. See? Not till there. So if they were closer to here, then you got a shorter run. You got more support going back. Granted, they're solid rod going all the way back and just in these holders. So I can replace all that stuff. Wouldn't be a problem. I can make myself some rails in here or a plywood plate to slide everything in, but move everything ahead. And then I'd be able to get the tank out and have access to it. And with that hatch up here, I wouldn't have to mess with any of this. And with this hatch here, you can access how to get it back together and that. The other thing that's always drove me nuts is when this thing came to me, it did have a 46. It was side mounted, but the guy did not have a regular muffler on it. Or it had a regular muffler on it, didn't have a pit style muffler. So this big gaping hole's always been in here. And it's always like, that shouldn't be there. That's really reducing the strength of the nose section. So that's something that I'm going to rebuild and get rid of this. Even if it's just for cosmetic looks, I don't care. I don't want it there. So we're going to do that. I can already see we got some fuel soaking issues here, so we're going to have to address those. So as far as covering scheme goes, I keep going back and forth on whether or not to leave this thing looking like it is. It is a pretty cool scheme. I mean, I could redo the stickers and that wouldn't be a problem. I could send a picture of that off to Cali Graphics and have her recreate that stuff. So that would be easy, or I could do it with covering. Either way, I like it better like that because it's got the shadows and stuff, and that I don't like trying to do that with multiple layers of covering. Anyways, so that's where I'm at. I think I'm just gonna make the decision to pull this tray. I want to pull the cabane strut apart too to make it a little easier to cover. They do bolt in, but everything spins, so that tells me there's probably a nut on the back side of that. So by pulling the servo tray, I will gain access to these, be able to pull that apart. scuff this up and reshoot paint on it, because like you say, as you can see, it's pretty beat up. So yeah, anyway, some work to do. I'll get you back on time lapse and we'll get all that done. I'm gonna Yeah, this is why I don't like black airplanes. This is like the Great Plains or Ultra Sport all over again, except this one's a little worse. So I did go out and get some packing tape. The wife bought me quite a few rolls of it off of Amazon, so we are going to packing tape this because I'm kind of more leaning towards a covering scheme change rather than what was on there. Travel flames are cool and all, but they're kind of outdated. So we can, I think I'm going to just go ahead and get a new idea going on here. I've been trying to get these dang center struts here off, and the problem that I'm running into is that when they got put in, they got glued. So there's the two rear mounts. The front ones, I don't know if you'll be able to see them way up there in that corner right there. Yeah. And they do not want to let go, and I'm actually rounding the heads off the more I try. So I'm going to have to either decide to leave them there and not mess with it, or go to extreme measures. And I mean, I could drill the heads out and stuff and then redo all the mounting hardware. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm thinking out loud right now, so with a covering scheme, I'm going to want to get in there and cover that real nice. Now the guy that did this, I can tell by the way he covered it, that he went around all those were put in when he built it. And so, yeah, but besides that, I probably will. I did end up getting the tank out. This piece came out okay. It did break. I'm not going to reuse it. But you can see how that was. That's the top. You can see the reinforcement there for the for holding the servos down. Yeah. And yes, he used it's sandpaper for canopy. That's why that's like that, because I tried to clean it. Paper towel stuck in there. So, anyways, I'm going to get on with that, get the packing tape out. I think I'll bring it back when I get this thing all stripped down the rest of the way. You guys got the general idea. Pick it off. The packing tape idea works great, but it will not remove the clear, the clear film on the outer side. Like this stuff here, you got to take it off because it's just the heat doesn't get to the glue fast enough. So you can only do the packing strip tape if your outer layer, whatever you want to call it, the clear coat or whatever, is gone. So you'll have to get at least all that off. That's the one thing I've noticed about it. So, but I will get all the black off because I do not want a repeat of the Ultra Sport. So, anyways, I'll bring it back when I get this all finished up. All right, so I got a lot of it done. This is not coming off too well. And if you guys don't remember or haven't seen me do this before, this is my go-to method for stripping covering off. Now you have to go through and you have to remove the outer layer, you know, that thin plastic that likes to separate. But then once you get done with that, this is kind of what you're left with. And black is absolutely the worst to try to remove. So I just take some clear packing tape here. And I got this from Ace out, and you should be able to see the reflection there. And you just stick it down on here. Like so. Leave yourself a grab handle. And then get your heat gun out. Okay, you can use pretty much any heat gun. And you want to start at the edge. And start heating this up. And then you'll start to see the tape kind of curl up a little bit. And that's when you can start pulling. And it'll pretty much just fall right off. See? And then that's kind of what you're left with. And then throw it away. Keep your trash can handy because this does make a mess. And sometimes it takes a couple applications to get it all off. I don't worry too much about getting a little bit of glue residue off of it after it dries. It'll be smooth. It'll go pretty much go away. And then, as I said, you might have to, if you want to get it really clean. There's just something satisfying about pulling the paint off here. Okay. And you can see we still got some spickles and spackles here, but I'll go over it again. You know, like this I've done once. You can see where we got, let me get you a little closer, and you can see where we still got some there. We'll see if we can get it up. But the more of this you get up, see, I got a little more up. You can see it. See it on there. But anyways, talk about time consuming. So I did end up drilling the heads out on the screws here and got the cabanes off. So I've decided to go ahead and do a color change on this. I need to get some covering. I'll see what I got upstairs, but I don't think I got a lot of the same color. So I think the route we're gonna go is just cover it. I'm kind of feeling like maybe this teal, like that. Just all one color, and then we can go from there as far as striping it and making it look pleasing. If you haven't checked her out before, Cali Graphics, you gotta go online and look up Cali, and she does vinyl graphics. I showed it on the knife where I took a picture, sent it to her, emailed a picture over to her with the tape measure next to it, so she knew about the approximate size to make it, and she can duplicate your pictures, your graphics. So like on this, it's got the ultimate across the top of the wing, and I would like to retain that in the new covering scheme. So I sent her a picture of that. I sent her a picture of the rudder, the ultimate on there, and I sent her a picture of Great Plains Aerobatic Team there, just to try to get it back to, you know, somewhat of a kit form. So I sent her sizes and everything, and asked her to give me, I'm not even sure if it's a girl or not, but anyways, and to get me a quote on replacing that stuff. So usually pretty reasonable. I think the the heads for the on the Morris Hobbies knife was like $12 a piece. I got 4 of them, so won't be very expensive to get that stuff recreated. So we can at least get that on there. The tail will be red, the wing will be white, so it's an easier way to go about doing these things, especially when you're trying to duplicate a pattern like that where you're not starting from scratch. So anyways, I am going to end this video here. We will continue on this project. I'm going to do a lot of this off camera because this is just very, very repetitive, tedious work. And then once I get as much of this off, see, I got to do like the wing saddle again, and start working on the tail. The bottom came out pretty good already, but it needs a little bit more attention. Once I get all that, as much of that off with the tape method, then I'll go through and see how much I can get off sanding. I'm not going to sand overly because this guy was really good about sanding it, so it doesn't need sanded, but we're getting there anyway. So we'll keep going on this project probably the next few weeks. I'm going to be working on the cauldron, like I said earlier, in my in my part-time. But the reason why I usually have so many different projects going on is because every day I wake up, I might want to do something different. Like this morning, I woke up and I says, I want to strip an airplane, so I got to strip this down. So I'll get started on this, and then we'll get back on the cauldron, go back and forth a little bit, and hopefully getting this finished up. I'd like to maybe, let's see, it's November, so make sure you get out and vote. Anyways, it's beginning of November. I think it's November 2nd today or 3rd. But anyways, we'll hopefully have this. I'm going to try to have it ready like into a flyable state by the freeze fly. We'll see. That's a couple months. We'll see. So anyways, that's January 1. So I got approximately 2 months to get it covered. So I'm sure we'll get there. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Please go back and check some of my previous builds if you want to. And there's definitely more to come. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.